Alright, what's up guys, it's Mitch or Deity, and ML Sigret just got announced on the E7 livestream, so I'm going to go ahead and go through my initial thoughts on her. I'm going to start doing these probably for every new hero, just so I can see how wrong/right I am as the hero comes out and gets play. It'll be something funny to look back on every, well, I guess it's in like 2 weeks that she comes out. So let's go ahead and start watching her. She looks amazing in terms of her character design. Definitely want to pull for her just for that aspect. But for usability, I'm kind of conflicted a little bit. So she looks so good. Yeah, she's one of the better looking characters. So I'm going to go ahead and skip through this part, though, and we're going to go ahead straight into the skills. Well, maybe. Alright, so the skill 3 animation still, though, is amazing. Okay. The skill part's long. Okay, so here we go. So we're on the base stats. So the base stats are... they're okay. I don't know. The 115 base speed's pretty good. I do like that. Anything that is above 110 is usually a usable unit. Whenever they're below 110, it's very hard to make them work in a lot of scenarios. And she does have a little bit of extra crit damage, as does Sigret. And the high crit chance. So that's gonna be nice. She has attack imprint, so Wales, that's not me. I'm not going to get the imprints there. Maybe over time. So getting into her skills now. This is one of the crazier skills. So batters the enemy with the scythe, grants an extra turn, and when the enemy is defeated, penetrates the target defense by, or well, extra turn when you defeat an enemy, and then you penetrate defense by 50% no matter what, 100% when your target is granted a barrier. So with this, I feel like, one, it's going to be good in cleave. It might make it, or this, I'm going to be talking from an RTA perspective. So I think with this, she's going to be able to be used against FCCs. Obviously, that's like the main thought that comes to your head. So maybe in RTA, cleavers will now not ban FCC. There might be another annoying unit they're able to ban. So it may change up how people play a little bit in that scenario. If you're using her in a cleave style, it looks like she can be used in multiple ways, which is amazing to me, though. So looking at that, though, FCC, obviously, that's your thought. You can just go into FCC and kill whatever unit you decide to on turn 1. Another thought with RTA. So if you played RTA at all at like a champion or a higher level, that's at least probably maybe lower, then what are the most common picks at the beginning of the fights? If they're not a cleaver, it's going to be Clury, it's going to be ML Crow FCC. So if they pick ML Crow FCC now, you can pick Flitica into that. You can AoE, boost your ML Sigret if you build her on like 240 speed. And then she is going to... if Flitica strips the barrier, since she AoEs, ML Crow puts up a new barrier. So you can push your ML Sigret up, and then you can go ahead, snipe whichever unit you need to, and then get the extra turn, and then you can push them back right after that. That sounds really good. So Flitica into ML Crow FCC, I feel like it's going to maybe make people think about... I don't know if it'll think about which knights they're going to pick, or if they're going to just pick them in a different order, but I think she has potential to kind of mess with this knight meta a little bit within this skill. So the extra turn from this is insane, though. You see they're using Oxlot CDOM. Like I always say, if you use Oxlot CDOM with anything, you can make anything look good. But trying to think of another way to use her, with Oxlot CDOM, she's going to be absolutely insane, though, because she's going to kill one unit, it's going to give CDOM 1 boost, and she has 3s. She's going to do the same thing to CDOM. CDOM's going to snipe a unit, and you're good to go. So her S3, though, this is where I think people might build her on different things. So with this S3, calls in a drone with all attacks, so it's 75% chance to decrease buff durations by 1 turn before decreasing counter ANS. So 1, she strips. 2, she pushes back. 3, she gives your allies all attack boosts. So if you can set yourself up into a position, like I really think her speed is going to be like 250, 240, because she does have that good crit chance, good crit damage start, and attack imprint. So for those people that do have the imprints, they're going to be able to get these insane stats on her. She's going to be able to, with her S2 with 100% defense punch, she's going to basically kill most anything, I have a feeling, just because of that. But then this right here, she's going to also be, 1, a stripper. 2, she's going to push back. So if you Flitica enter, you're going to push forward, and then she's going to push them back. So that sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty good. So I feel like this skill also gives you the ability to, if you want to, you can Guiding Light with her and make her an opener, so that you could push back. 115 base speed is not bad on an opening unit to try to manipulate the board, but it's not a speed contesting unit. So I think we'll see two different builds, people who try to open with this skill, and then people who try to open with the S2 skill. So if you open with this skill, you're going to need like some protection, and she's going to be built on much, much less damage because she's going to be trying to go 260, 270 speed. So I think those are going to be like the main two builds will be the like 240 and then the 270 as an opener, so you don't know which kind of Sigret you're going to be. That's the nice thing with kits like this. Whenever you have with being a stripper, decreasing buffs by 1 turn, it's like a Cerise. So if they have SCZ, she is going to remove the immunity and the barrier off your opponent's units, which is super nice. And then increasing the attack of all your allies, that's super big too. Having both those in the same thing, as well as the pushback, like, that sounds very good as a utility unit. So I don't want to hype her up too much at all, because I don't know. Her kit seems really weird. But having the flexibility to do either or there sounds super good, and extends duration of buffs granted by 1 turn for 10 souls. So if you want to, then you can burn 10 souls, and you're gonna get 3 turns of attack buff. Sounds pretty good, and it's 100% chance. That's one of the biggest things. Is it's 100% chance. So it's a consistent unit. Bryceria was 85% chance to put the unhealable and attack down. She's actually a consistent unit. That's one of the biggest things in RTA. It's consistency. So, and then her S1 is also really good too, because that did pretty good damage, but she is also getting Oxalt Seed on boosted. So here is the last skill. I'm sorry that the screen is darkening whenever I pause it. I'm on Twitch. But the last skill, this is where it's like, you might even see bruiser versions of this. I don't know. I feel like there's going to be so many different ways to build her that she is just going to be that unit that gets drafted, that, like, some people go for the cleave Fliticas, then try to do something different just to throw their opponent off. That usually doesn't work, because when you pick Flitica, they try to speed contest you, and then your Flitica usually dies before you get a chance to do your cleave Flitica rotation. So that cleave Flitica is a very, very rare thing. But I feel with Sigret, there's going to be multiple different builds within her that whenever she gets drafted into you, you're going to have to try to make the decision off what she's built on based off of what you have. Like, why would they pick her into your comp? What style of build are they doing on her? So there's a chance she could be kind of a bruisery unit that's trying to heal, but it all depends on like healing thing with this, how much it does actually heal. So attacks enemy with sight before hitting the ally with the lowest health might recover and increase proportional to the caster's attack. So is it, I wonder if it's 1 per 1, so if you have 4k attack, you're going to heal for 4k, because if that's the case, you might even see counter builds on this, on some kind of weird meme. Counter build, Sword of Judgment, she procs 2 S1s, you heal, your lowest HP unit heals a ton. Bloodstone builds, do not see that happening in any capacity. I really think everyone's going to focus damage, but there's, with units like this, it's super fun, especially for me, because I like trying to do those off-the-wall builds for at least a little bit, just to see if it'll work. So I think I'm definitely going to try to get her. Otherwise, her hard counters seem to be like Broman. I was typing notes down. Broman, HU Fiend, can't be, or combat readiness pushback. So Broman, if you don't kill the Broman, Broman becomes an instant threat to her, to where she probably needs to kill him or else he's just going to go, and then I don't know what she's going to do from there. So Broman and HU Fiend, and HU Fiend still has the dodge chance on the initial part of the match, but I don't know. I don't know how much those two will affect her, but they are kind of like a soft counter to her. Otherwise, going before her, sniping her, but if you put Guiding Light, new Guiding Light buff, because she is a ranger, you put the new Guiding Light on her, it could also be pretty dang good. Not sure. I'm not sure what I think of her yet, but it looks pretty promising, especially or for cleaving players and players who like to take turn 1. If you don't take turn 1, I think she's going to struggle. But if you are able to take turn 1, I think she's going to be good, which as most units are when you take turn 1. But that's my initial thoughts. Nothing really else. If you want to add anything to this, comment it down below, and I will respond if you have any good points you want to make about her. Definitely down here, because these, like I said, these are my initial thoughts, and we will see if I'm right or wrong later. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you're willing to subscribe, that'd be awesome. and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.